Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to clarify a common point confusion for many people starting out with Docker. What is the difference between a Docker repository and a Docker registry? These terms are often used interchangeably, but they refer to different things. And understanding the rules can make working with Docker much easier. So let's break it down together. First, what is a Docker registry? A Docker registry is a storage and distribution system for Docker images. It's where all your Docker images are stored, managed, and distributed to different environments. Docker Hub is the most popular example of a Docker registry, but there are other like Amazon ECR, GitLab Container Registry, and even private registries that you can set up yourself. Think of a Docker registry as a warehouse. It's the centralized place where all Docker images are kept, whether they are public or private. Anyone with the right permission can pull images can pull images from or push images to the registry. For instance, Docker Hub is a public Docker registry where you can find thousands of pre-built images for popular technologies like Nginx, MySQL, and more. Second, what is a Docker repository? A Docker repository is a collection of different versions of a Docker image. Every time you build and tag a new version of an image, it becomes a new entry in that repository. A single repository can have multiple versions of the same image, each with a different tag. Imagine a Docker repository like a bookshelf that holds different editions of the same book. Each version of your application, such as version 1, version 1.1, or latest, is stored in the same repository under different tags. When you use, for example, a Docker pull to get an image, you are typically pulling a specific version from the repository. So this is how it works. Like for example, if you have like something used Docker pull, like let me put this. If you use this, for example, this command pulls the latest version of the Nginx image from its repository within the registry. Okay, let's talk about the differences between Docker repository and Docker registry. First, let's talk about the scope and function. A Docker registry is the overarching system that stores and distributes Docker images. A Docker repository is a part of the registry that stores different versions of a specific image. A registry can contain multiple repositories. Think of it this way. A Docker registry is like a library, and each repository it's like a specific shelf in that library. The shelf, which is the repository, holds different versions of the same book, while the library holds many different books. Okay, this is the difference. You can think like that. The second thing, which is a public fee, is private access. Docker registers can be public or private. Docker Hub, for instance, is a registry where anyone can upload and download images. However, you can also create your own private registry to store and manage images with your organization. Within these registries, each repository can be either public or private depending on how you set up access and permissions. The second thing we can talk about a practical use case. Let's start with Docker registry. Use the Docker registry when you need a centralized place to store and distribute images across different environments or teams. For example, use Docker Hub if you want to share images publicly, or Amazon ECR for managing private images in the cloud. We have Docker repository. Use Docker repositories to version control your Docker images. For example, if you have an application image, keep all versions like V1 or 1.1 latest in this same repository. This makes it easy to roll back to a version if needed. So to wrap up, a Docker registry is where Docker images are stored and managed. A Docker repository is a collection of different versions of a Docker image. Registries like Docker Hub or Amazon ECR can contain multiple repositories, each holding various versions of an image. Understanding this distinction helps you manage your images more effectively and organize your Docker workflow. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video, and see you in future videos.